welcome to the studio. This is me, Haya Confidence Bali, a level 1 student at School on Academy. And as you all know, today we have a really special guest today, and her name is Ernelita Dacumos. And we are going to be podcasting her, getting to know about her life journeys and life experiences, what life challenges she faced, how she overcame them, and how is she so successful today. So without wasting our precious time, let's welcome her. So hello there, Ernelita. How are you doing? Thank you so much for giving me your precious time.
Hi, Haya. Thank you so much for having me. I am doing great and grateful for this opportunity to share and add value to you and your audience today.
Thank you so much, Ernelita. It's such an honor to have you here. So, yes, Ernelina, first of all, I would love to request you to give your small introduction to the people, to the audience, so that they can know a bit better about you.
Yes, so a lot of times when people introduce themselves, it's more so of the titles, what they do, and it's that whole title and credentials thing. But when I introduce myself, I would love to say that I am an enthusiast when it comes to personal development, and I am someone who is very interested and now teaches self-confidence, and it's because it's something that I'd lacked before. So that is me on hindsight.
That's actually great, Ernelita. That was a nice intro. So, yep, Ernelita, let's get started. So, I would like to ask you, like, my very first question is that your journey into becoming into a confidence mentor, it's like really inspiring. So, what was the turning point in your life that made you choose this path?
I love that question, Haya, because I don't think I chose it. I think it chose me. And the reason I said that is because in our lives, we sometimes there's this common misconception that we have to know where we're headed. And that
Absolutely.
creates us, right? That creates a stress in all of us because sometimes we have no idea where we're going.
Absolutely. Yep.
So in my journey, I dove into the healthcare field and I love it. I love the job. I love that I am able to help people. And I focus more on the administrative side and the finances side, which is very fulfilling in it's in itself. But I had this moment of emptiness. I had this moment of a void in me that I didn't know how to fill. So for the longest time, I said I have this black hole in my chest, not literally, but metaphorically. And that drove me into a search. I don't know what to do with it. So I was becoming a person that I know I wasn't. I was very irritated. I was easily angry. And I did not like that version of me. So I went to the doctor. The doctor said, I don't know why you're here. You're healthy. So I don't know what you're doing here. So I dove into holistic healing. And then it's not until I actually hired a coach that it opened up an opportunity for me to look into myself. And she asked me a very profound question. At the end of the coaching session, she asked me, if you have everything in this world, the freedom, the money, and the resources, what would you do with your life? And I challenge your listeners or your audience to ask the same question. If you have everything in this world, the freedom, the money, and the resources, what would you do with your life? I said I wanted to help women from different countries realize that they have what it takes to live the life that they wish for, not knowing what that meant. But in the same evening, I was given a vision that I am on stage speaking in front of thousands of people.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm sharing that as if, oh, that's easy. Haya, if you met me back then, I don't speak in front of the camera. I stutter when I have to speak in front of people. Like I have forgotten how to speak. And speaking is my greatest fear. So
Okay.
how how will I be able to do that? But that's the pivotal moment. I was given that vision. I had this moment of realization of the type of people that I wanted to serve.
That's actually really great, Ernelita. And you talked about like if you asked, yes, I did see your Facebook post where you asked this question to different people that if you had all the resources, what would you do with your life? I really saw that and I completely watched that video and it was so good. That's when I really liked what you're doing. Confidently speaking up to people and giving them lessons and boosting up their confidence, and that's when I knew I had to have a podcast session with you. That's actually really great. And yes, I was the same as you, Ernelita. Like you said, I used to be camera shy as well, but the school I'm in right now, it's all about confidence. And
Hmm.
you see my name, it has confidence Valley. So Valley
Excellent.
is basically a term in our school every student has. For females, we use Valley, and for guys, they use Vala. So this
I
basically
see.
this yeah, this Vala Valley, it basically shows every student's passion, whatever their passion, whatever their interest is. So I have practiced a lot on myself to become confident, especially at school. I started participating in different debate competitions just to boost up my confidence, just to learn to speak up in front of at least 10 people, not a crowd, but just at
Yeah.
least 10 people. That's when I started, and now I am so grateful. I have practiced enough to speak in front of foreigners and like speak in front of you. And thank you so much. And I like your content so much, honestly. So,
Of
yep, thank you so much,
course.
Leah, for that wonderful answer. And I am sure my audience will like it. So let's move on to the second question. So many people, they struggle with confidence silently. Like some people are not really that confident enough to face the social media and get up on cameras like that. So what's something people misunderstand about confidence? Could you please let us know that?
Yes, there's plenty actually. But let's in respect of time, I can focus on one thing. So I think this is more valuable. We think that and I suffered, like I've shared, I suffered from confidence, right? I didn't have the confidence in
Mhm.
myself. I don't even know if I had confidence at all before any of this. But there's this thought that confidence is a personality trait, like you're supposed to have it right away. But in reality, this is something that I have learned from Mel Robbins. She's a motivational speaker, and she said that confidence is a skill.
Yep.
So if it's a skill, like Haya, you said that you were shy before, you're not
Yes.
very used to talking to people. So if it's a skill, it's something that you can learn, that you can hone, and you can develop.
Yep, absolutely.
Yes. So when you say confidence, this is not including self confidence. When you just say confidence, Mel Robbins' definition of confidence is having a courage to turn thoughts into action and doing it
Mm-hmm.
over and over and over again. You
Yep.
just you just expressed that earlier. You started at the very beginning. You kept doing it. You wanted to talk to 10 people, and then now you're talking to people internationally. You're doing your podcast. That's what brings confidence. It's not like you show up and then you're confident right away, but it's those little actions that you have taken over time that gives you confidence.
Absolutely, 100% correct, Ernelita. It takes time, and some people are really confused about confidence. That is it like naturally, like is it habitual? Like, can people develop it as a habit, or is it like naturally developed inside people?
It can be a habit. It's something that you develop. It's not naturally because
Mm-hmm.
you're okay. I'm going to talk about brain again. When you are faced with when you are faced with uncertainty, when you are faced with situations that you have
Yep.
not experienced before, your brain will say, "Go, get away from it. Go far, far away
Yep.
from it. It's dangerous. You
Absolutely.
will get hurt." Right?
Yes.
But
Yes.
you have to be intentional into making an effort to do it. That's why it's not
Mm-hmm.
natural. You have to make an effort to do it. Can it be a habit? Absolutely. When you show up consistently and doing it over and over again, when another scenario takes place, you
Yeah.
will experience that fear, but you will know enough in yourself that, you know what, I did the other thing, nothing bad happened to me. So let me go ahead and try this one and see what happens. The mentality is different.
Absolutely, Ernelita. I got that right. So yes. So, Ernelita, what does stop shrinking basically mean? I wanted to ask you this. Stop shrinking because I think you often talk about it.
Mhm. Shrinking is actually a word that I'm very, very passionate about simply because it's kind of like the word shame. When we hear the
Mm-hmm.
word shame, it's more so, oh, it's we're hiding from something and we don't want to open it up thinking
Absolutely.
that people will judge us. It's the same with shrinking. I would like to ask you, Haya, when you started your podcast, right? Do you
Yep.
know everything? Do you already know everything that you know today when you started your podcast?
Absolutely no, Ernelita. I used to be so afraid to ask people questions because, like you said, I was also not really fond of opening up to strangers because, you talked about judging. I was afraid that people might judge me, might judge my interests, might judge my likes and dislikes. And yep, and that's the thing. Yep. Then now I'm not like this completely at all.
Yes. So when those things happen, when the fear of being judged, the fear of maybe thinking that you're not asking smart question, when those
Mhm.
thoughts comes to our mind, we tend to shrink and not want to ask the question. We tend to hide. We tend to doubt ourselves. So that is shrinking to me. Now, to stop the shrinking process, you have to go through a specific set of processes to help you unshrink. In this scenario, Haya, I will use you as a perfect example of it. From the very first
Mhm.
episode of your podcast, you were a little scared. You don't know everything. How many episodes of podcast have you done so far?
I have done like this is my 108.
108. Okay. So do you still feel like you will be judged? Do you still have that feeling of fear of judgment?
Absolutely
Like,
not.
exactly. So
Absolutely
that
not.
is
Yep.
the shrinking, complete process of it, right? So that is what
Yep.
how to stop shrinking and discovering the power within you. Now you're talking to foreigners, you're talking to people in different countries and potentially people who have different languages than you, but you're able to communicate because you're no longer
Yep.
shrinking.
Absolutely, Ernelita. I have seen so many people like this, and I was like this as well. I used to so I really like this term as well, not shrinking. And I completely understand its meaning now. So yep, Ernelita, thank you so much for clearing this stop shrinking thing to us and also guiding us about how we can stop this from developing this in ourselves. So, Ernelita, I would like to ask you that, like, um, why do you think that so many ambitious people they will struggle to own their voice?
Mm. Okay. I love this because I know you did your research. And I would like to acknowledge that. And that's the people that I want to
Mhm.
serve. I am an ambitious person, a very ambitious, and regardless of the ambition, sometimes fear weighs more than the ambition, right? We
Yeah.
talked about shrinking. When it comes to when it comes to, I focus on self confidence, which is self leadership. As a very ambitious woman, I have a tendency to, or I had a tendency to just listen to my voice and listen to all the negative thoughts. And even though when I know I have done amazing impact, I have reached a certain level in my career, I still doubt myself. And because of that, I am not sharing my thoughts. I am not sharing
Mm-hmm.
my thoughts with my peers. I am not sharing my thoughts with my leaders. I'm not sharing my thoughts with the people that I surround myself with. And
Yeah,
that's not serving me, and it's also not serving other people. So
absolutely.
in that process, I have learned that when you are not sharing your voice, you're not having the conviction per se. It's not
Mm-hmm.
it's not coming from the act of service. It's more so coming from responding to our fear,
Mm, yep.
right? Like we touched on
Yes.
earlier.
Yep, Ernelita. So, yes, the about this, like when I used to, like back then, a few years back then, when I was practicing, I used to practice like in my home. I used to like for to practice for my debate competitions. I used to just close my room, isolate myself, and start debating myself in front of my mirror. Okay, in front of
Yes.
my mirror. Absolutely. So that's how I got to know that about the, my voice, how much it's delivering the messages, delivering the speeches. I had to focus on that as well. I had to fix my accent so that it can become more attractive. How am I
Mhm.
expressing my words? How am I expressing my feelings, like my gestures, my movements? Because that's also
Yep.
really important when you're talking. Because, yep,
Mhm.
like when you're talking to someone, you have to maintain like your gestures, your the eye contact, the way you're
Mhm.
speaking. So I used to practice that alone. Then I moved out a little bit to my up to my family members. Then I started debating in front of them. Then after that, when I felt like that I'm able to debate in front of like at least five people, then at school I did that in front of my friends. They really liked it, and that really motivated me. When people appreciate you, that motivates you to take a further bigger step for yourself. So that's how basically I really started this off. So thank you,
Yes.
Lita,
Of
for
course.
that
Haya, I
answer.
have a question. I have a question. So
Sure.
in that process of you starting small, starting in your room, then with your family, then with your friends,
Yep,
how did it feel? And I would love for the audience to capture this because this is a journey. It's not,
absolutely.
oh, you make a decision to be confident today and then you'll have the confidence tomorrow. It's not how it
Yep.
works. So you have to take little actions. So every time you see progress, Haya, how did it
Yeah.
make you feel?
So every time I saw progress, so of course, when if on your first try you are not successful. I used to stutter a lot while speaking. And I really hated the fact. I really wanted to improve myself, improve my speaking, and I wanted to improve in my fluency. I didn't want to
Mm,
stutter in front of people at all. And I was stuttering in front of myself, my own self, in front of my mirror. I
mhm,
had to
mhm.
focus on this. Had to focus on this point. So, but this doesn't make me disappointed at all. This makes me want to focus on that specific lacking point and
Yeah.
makes me want to put more effort into it. Then for that I had to also fix up my uh you know vocabulary skills. You also have to focus on that if you want to speak. Your vocabulary should be really good. Then after that, as I moved out to my family members, I was not studying at all. The fact.
I love
And
that.
thank you. And also, like when I first started off, of course, when I was speaking, I felt like the way I'm talking, it doesn't have like any power to it. Like the words I'm letting out, it doesn't have any, they don't show any meaning, or like, just like how you're
No
someone reading,
emotions.
no
Yep.
emotions. It's like I'm reading a script or something.
Hmm.
It didn't really felt like it's coming out from my own self. It's just like I'm reading a book or a script. That's not how I want it to be. That, and then when I did that in front of my own family, they said that it really felt like the words, they are coming out of my own heart. It's not like I have memorized it. And then when I did that at school, it was a different feeling, Ernelita. I was thinking before that I might start panicking on the stage in front of people, in
Yes.
front of so many students and teachers and principal. But I didn't shiver a lot. I didn't. I was not panicking. I the all the hard work and effort I put in into this debate, I it really gave me a good result, and they appreciated it a lot. And my debate was one of the best ones that they have ever heard, and I was so proud of it. And I was like,
Yes.
this is not the ending point. I'm gonna fix myself further. I'm gonna improve myself more for it, and I'm gonna work more on it. So yes, this is how
I
I.
love that.
Yeah. Thank you. So this was my answer to your wonderful question, that how I felt at different
Hmm.
stages of my progression. So
Hmm.
thank you, Ernelita. So let's talk about, so what are the first small steps that someone can take to start building up real confidence?
Oh, I think we just talked about that. It's what you did. But let's reiterate it. Let's reiterate
Mhm.
what you just did. I
Yep.
have this five little known steps, and I promise you it's very simple. So the first one is do what your intuition says. Just like what you did, Haya, you actually
Mhm.
did it. You said, okay, I wanted to learn how to speak fluently, eloquently. So you closed the door, did not talk to people, you just focused
Yep.
on you. Do just that. And then when you are getting ready to do it, when you're about to speak in front of the mirror, a lot of
Mhm.
people, and I can assure you, we are great negotiators. We will negotiate with ourselves. So if
Absolutely.
you will negotiate yourself to do the deed instead of not doing the deed. Or if not, then do not negotiate with yourself. Just take action. Start talking to the mirror, just like what you did, Haya. And
Yeah.
then, right? Because there's conversations in your head first that takes place before you can even
Absolutely.
do it. And
Yep.
then the third one is start speaking. Just do it. Do
Yep.
it. Start speaking, start saying words. You may look silly, you may say the words, you may fumble, but you just speak it.
Mhm. Yep.
And once you have done that first time, the most important
Yep.
step is do celebrate yourself because you actually showed up and
Absolutely.
did it.
Yep. Absolutely.
And then the last step is do it again.
Mhm. Do it
And
over
it's
and over
like,
again.
yeah, do it over and over again. That's what exactly you did in that journey. You had a thought, you did not negotiate with yourself, you closed the door, you started speaking to the mirror, right? And it
Yep.
made you
Yep.
happy. Now you're doing it after 108 episode, after doing a debate, which is the one of the most best debates that the school ever had. That
Mhm.
that will not get there without you actually doing and
Absolutely.
starting.
Yep, absolutely, Ernelita. So it all starts off at the school. So um, when we are having our little projects, our minor projects at the school that we're supposed to be working on as a team. So
Mhm.
the teammates, they negotiate as well there. So there's like a leader in the team, and then the members, they all negotiate. They share all their ideas and methods on how
Yes.
to work on this specific project. And then what the team leader does is keep in mind like all the points, because we all know that every single person has their own perspective of seeing different
Yes.
things.
Mm-hmm.
They give their own ideas, they have their own different way of seeing things. So what the team leader, I was the team leader, and what I used to do is just sum up all the ideas of from different team members, and that's when I wanted to see what the outcome is. And
Yep.
I used to, if there was something lacking, if there was a point where I didn't feel like that this could not be it, I used to negotiate on that, and I was like, we have to get rid of this, or we have to bring some improvements. And also, Ernelita, before that, I was so shy.
Mhm.
I couldn't get up from my seat and go up to the teacher and explain her like different things, if I had to like make some changes, if I was not feeling right with
Yeah.
anything, because it happens, students
Mm-hmm.
sometimes have their own challenges that they're facing. So I was not being able to express my challenges that I'm facing to the teacher, and then by time I practiced, yep, and then I started teaching the students by going up
Yeah.
to in by taking up the teacher's place, going up to the board, started teaching them, which is my favorite subject, which is English. So I started, yes, and started teaching them English, and that's also a really best way. Teaching is also a best way to improve
Mm-hmm. Yep.
your confidence. So yes, Ernelita. So okay. Next, I would like to ask you. It's about leadership. So just like,
Okay.
yeah, it's just like how I talked about leading in a project, working. So how does confidence it like directly impact the leadership ability?
I love this because you just shared it. When we don't have confidence, so there's two types of confidence. I just wanted to clarify it. There's two types of confidence. There's confidence and there's self-confidence. What does that mean? So this whole entire time we're touching on both. We're not differentiating it. Confidence is more external. It's it's something that you gain after your past successes, after you've done it over and over again. It's the skill that you've learned over time. There's
Mm-hmm.
also self-confidence. So self-confidence is internal. So self-confidence is regardless of what other people say, you will
Yeah,
still move forward because you have that belief, you have that conviction, and you
absolutely.
know that whatever happens, you can trust yourself enough to get back up and able to justify your decision. So that is
Absolutely.
self-confidence. So how does this correlate with leadership? Let's focus on self-confidence. As example, you started with the leader who so there's two types of leaders. There's positional, there's someone who has
Mm-hmm.
influence.
Yeah,
When when you are an individual who has a position, the common misconception is people will automatically follow you,
yeah.
right? But
Mm-hmm.
a leader, in my definition of leadership, is somebody who influences people to do something even without the position.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And in order for us to do that, you have to have the confidence, the conviction, and the
Mm-hmm.
competence as well. So
Absolutely.
confidence, conviction, and competence. What does that mean? Confidence is because people will have their own perspective, as you have mentioned. People will have their own ideas. People will have their own
Yes,
opinions,
absolutely.
but it's you as an individual to filter those ideas, convictions, and opinions to find out what is best. If
Yeah.
someone who is leading a team does not have that, how do you think the team will take it? They will not move, it will fall apart, right?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
that's why before you can lead someone, you have to have that confidence in yourself first. There will be scenarios in your life wherein people will have a different opinion of you. Now, this is a difference: task and of you as a leader. And I'm going to share this to your young audience and maybe the mature audience too. People don't quit
Mm-hmm.
their jobs, they quit their bosses. If they think that their boss is not
Sure.
confident enough, not competent enough, and not committed enough, they will quit their boss. So,
Yeah,
how will you be able to lead a team if you lack that confidence? And that's why start with you
absolutely.
first so you can lead others effectively.
Absolutely, Ernelita. So, about the confident leaders who have developed this confidence in them, it makes them faster, and they have like firmer decisions they make. Because,
Yes.
the confident leaders, they are less paralyzed by the fear of making mistakes. They don't
Mm-hmm.
have the fear of it. They don't have any type of overthinking.
Mm-hmm.
Overthinking is the biggest issue around the world
Yes.
because once you have that self confidence, it would decrease your hesitation. It definitely allows the leaders to seize opportunities rather than
Yep.
stalling on the choices.
Yes.
And it can also like confident leaders, they can make sound judgments even with incomplete information. You get what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Oh yeah, totally. One of the things that I always, because I've had team members, when I implement something, they will
Yeah,
come back and say, "What if this happens? What if this happens? What if this happens?" The what
yeah.
if questions.
What
My
if question?
favorite phase, right? My favorite response to that is, "Let's not fight invisible dragons," because
Mhm.
let's not fight invisible. I love this. I One of my employees, she said I should create a wooden plaque that says "Let's not fight invisible dragons." This is what you always tell us, because
Mhm.
they are coming from a face of fear. It's like having a backup, always questioning the decision, and having that confidence. It's being decisive with your decision making. It's making sure
Absolutely.
that, okay, you have processed all the information there is, but also if it does not work out, everything is
Yeah.
figure outable, meaning you can
Absolutely.
figure it out. So it's more so of, let's go ahead and tackle this, let's go ahead and challenge this. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, well, let's pivot and take
Yeah.
another path. So that's leadership with self-confidence. It's not
Absolutely.
coming out of fear, it's not coming out of doubt. It's more so of, let's go ahead and challenge it, let's try it.
Absolutely. Arnelia, I would like to add one more thing to the uh confident leaders. So they like I yes, so the leaders like they basically so most of the leaders they don't really trust their choices. They don't trust their
Mm-hmm.
decisions. They're
Yep,
always
no
they start
decisiveness.
even if the people are not judging, they might start judging their own self. They
Yep.
might overthink. So leaders like they, who like have this self belief, who trust their
Mm-hmm.
abilities and act
Yep.
with certainty naturally. They like command respect rather than demanding it through fear or aggression.
Mm-hmm.
You get it? So
Yes.
transparency, you know, like true
Yep.
confidence, it allows the leaders to like admit when they don't know something,
Yep.
which increases their authenticity and
Mm-hmm.
trust, which rather than just dimensioning it.
Oh yeah.
So, Ernelita, we're moving on to the last question. And of course, I don't want this to ever end. I'm having so much fun talking to you. It's such a wonderful time here I'm having. So, last thing that I ask literally every person, what message would you like to give to young people who feel like they're not enough, who feel like they're not ready yet to do something in their life?
Oh, stop it, I'm kidding.
Okay.
Stop it. No, it's more so of, start where you are. start with what you have and start with what you know. It will
Abs-
always feel normal to be small. It will always feel normal to shrink. It will always feel normal to doubt. But your circumstances, the way you are today will not change until
mhm.
you actually take one action to change the path. I have
Absolutely.
this. I've learned this quote, and I hope I can share it, like, since I have not used it in a long time. Your destination does not change in one day, but your destination can change in one decision, somewhere along those lines,
Absolutely.
right? You cannot reach what you want to achieve in life if you don't take a step to get there. And that's all you needed to do. Just take that one step, take one action so that you can get whatever it is that you have a burning desire to achieve.
That's actually wonderful, Ernelita. That was a really deep meaning one. It really had a deep meaning, I can tell. And yes, one step can change everything in your life. So why
Mhm,
not just stop judging yourself and hesitating and just start
mhm.
taking smaller steps? Yet they're
Yeah.
smaller. So just like we all know, slow and steady wins the race. So
Yes,
slowly,
exactly.
slowly, 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 you can keep on trying again and again. Failure does come in your way, but that doesn't stop you from,
Hmm.
from your goals and achievements. You
Yep.
keep working on your lacking points, and
Yep.
that's how you can. And consistency is the main thing, which everyone
Yes.
forgets. If
Failure is actually necessary in your journey. You have to fail, or actually not fail, but you have to make a mistake. You will make mistakes. That's natural. The only
Yeah,
time that you fail in life is when you stop. The only time you
absolutely.
fail in life is when you have stopped. It's not failure if you continue after learning from that mistake.
Absolutely, Ernelita. Well said. So thank you so, so much. I can't thank you enough for coming to my studio and giving me your precious time. It was such a wonderful time having with you because I'm a person who likes talking about confidence as well.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
this is one of the best podcasts I've ever had with you, and it's so good. So it was so nice to have you here, and I hope that your experience was good, just as well as like you felt good about it. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. So any
For sure,
feedback,
I did.
Anita?
I love that what you shared, Haya, exudes in your confidence.
Mhm.
The words, the eloquence, the words that you've used, the questions that you've asked. I love the fact that
Yeah.
you've researched about your guests before even jumping on the podcast with them. That exuded in
Mhm.
your interview, and I'm so proud of you. I'm looking at you as if, like, this girl just has done amazing things, and that's just proud moment, like a big sister.
That is so sweet of you, Ernalita. Thank you so much. And I hope the best in your life, in your work that you're doing. And you're doing such a wonderful job. And I hope you don't face any challenges. I mean, we all do face challenges in life,
Yes,
but we have to face them
exactly.
with our confidence. So, yep, everyone, this was our amazing podcast session with Ernelita Dacumos. And she's from Canada, if I'm not wrong.
California. Close.
California. Okay, okay. I apologize. Apologize. California.
Okay.
Okay. So yep. This was my time with Ernalita. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful time. And if you want to know more about her, I have given her Facebook and LinkedIn profile links in the description. So go there, start following her content. She has such amazing content. I literally watch her videos every day. So thank you so much.